What's going on, folks? TJ Lauerman, a.k.a. That Sports Gamer, here for Bullpen Banter episode 39. Tonight we're going to be going over the Little Things stream that Sony San Diego did on Thursday. Joining me, as always, since he's been on the show, is Chris, a.k.a. Snaggle J. Chris, how's it going?
Very good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very happy to be talking about this. I feel like this Little Things stream, we might have gotten the most stuff out of this one, just in like a mass number of information.
Yeah, and I feel like, like us kind of having gone through this last year with these stream things, we kind of had a feeling that the Little Things stream was going to be pretty much what it was, which is just basically, a dump of very, not necessarily newsworthy things, but, just a bunch of stuff. People get excited for the uniforms and for the little things that they show in these kind of streams. But yeah, overall, I was very, very pleased with how the Little Things stream went, with one major negative that I'm sure we're going to talk about when we get to it.
Yeah, it's funny. We recorded a new Press Row podcast that went out on Friday, talking about Disc Jam and stuff. Also, our thoughts on Diamond Dynasty so far. And Brian asked us, has anything really let you down this year? And the answer for me and Millennium were both no. Everything's been good.
Yep.
And then we got some news.
Yeah, then Thursday happened, and I'm sure we're going to have a heated discussion about it when we get to that part of the show. But yeah, I still don't know how I fully feel.
We'll get there. I think when we get there, we'll discuss it in detail.
Yeah, let's dangle that for now.
First off, we're going to talk about some Universal Mode. We're just going to go through this in the same order that they did on the stream. So we'll try to touch on everything. If anybody has any questions, please ask them in the chat. Be more than happy to answer them. First thing, on the new Universal profile, now you're going to have a thing that breaks out the modes by how long you've played in minutes.
Yeah,
I think that's all right. Then you also have the tendencies and stuff still. I think there's some added tendencies that they put in there. Also, I did not know. I don't know if this happened last year, but they said it'll happen this year. The tendencies are going to affect the way your team plays in extra innings when other people play them.
Yeah.
Was that last year? Or I just not know?
I don't know if they clarified that it was something that happened in 16. The feeling I get from rewatching that part of the stream a few times was that it's not something that happened in 16. I don't really know how big of a feature that is. I don't know how often I go into extra innings and play against other people's teams, and nor do I know.
You play like a tie.
Yeah, and I don't really know if I was playing extra innings against, your team, for example, if I would notice that your team was playing a certain way. But to be fair, what it does show is that they are capable of creating algorithms and gameplay that will track how you play and then apply that to various modes. Now, if this was something that was in franchise, that would be a bigger development than it being in Diamond Dynasty, in my opinion.
I wonder if it...
and again, I'm not saying it's not in franchise. Yeah. It's, we still have the franchise stream to go. But if this tendencies application, if they're able to apply that in franchise when you simulate games against the CPU, now that would be, in my opinion, a bigger deal than it being in the extra innings portion of Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah. Next up, we're going to see a whole new load of stats in there, including your career stats and your single game stats. I did ask, this will include games against the computer.
Okay.
So you might see my 87 hit assault on the Yetis in here.
Yeah. Again, if for those people who do a lot of grinding, this screen may be skewed in a particular. Again, a nice addition, but if you do a lot of grinding against the Yetis, it's going to be a bit skewed.
Next up, they also have achievements like by level for a whole bunch of stats as well. And with those achievements, you're also going to see a leaderboard of real-life baseball players and their stats. Again, they made this quite clear. Those are not legends in the game. Those are just guys they handpicked from the real-life leaderboards so that you can match yourself up against.
Yes, this was what was that? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday that this was? Wednesday, I think. This was a huge ordeal when the I think it was maybe the IGN video or the second GameSpot video went out, and people saw Lou Brock and all those people, and
they're like, these guys are all in the game. Like,
immediately there was tweets and YouTube videos and reactions, and you and I and Millennium kind of put our heads together in the Discord for a few minutes and kind of thought this through. And fortunately, I was close to the console with MLB 16, and we were very easy able to show that, Ricky Henderson and Hank Aaron and Joe DiMaggio's names appeared in 16. And then, so obviously a name and a likeness are two different things. Now, while this is very cool, because the leaderboards in MLB 16 are just the top player at each stat that they cover, so this is fairly more in depth than that, which is cool.
Yeah, and I think they said that as you can see, these have like levels, and these were going to have. I don't remember if they said how many levels they were going to have. Probably a lot though, but I think they said it was like a common bronze, silver, gold, diamond levels too for those.
Yeah, well, like, does it show like level, so looking at the one they have highlighted at bats, level 1, is it the 0 out of 7? Is that 7 achievements to get to level 2?
I think it's just, or is that bats.
Yeah? So yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if they covered how many.
Yeah,
like what all the levels were going to.
I wonder if it's going to be similar to having the 400 levels of the profile.
Yeah, if it's going to be an even Steven kind of thing, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have single game achievements, similar to like the trophies you get right now in the game. Stuff like just hit a grand slam, throw a perfect game, win a game with a save, stuff like that.
Yeah. Pretty standard stuff.
Yep. And actually, having those achievements and those levels, we'll get to what those are good for in a second here. They also have the online stats, which are going to go back and give you 5 years of history with your win-loss, runs per game, home runs, stolen bases, average, stuff like that. That stuff's online right now on the Show Nation. You can look that up. But yeah, apparently it goes back 5 years.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I need to log into my old PSN account and see if I can see years in there.
Yeah, I feel bad for the dude being 41-90 in this year's game.
That's rough.
Like, dude, that's man, you like the office chump or what? Like, let's go. Got to pick up them dubs.
Next up, so this is the new thing. When you see your universe profile thing, there's going to be a nameplate, an icon combo with your name on it, which is pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of Call of Duty, stuff like that, where you can pick your emblem and your nameplate.
Yeah.
I believe right now they said there are 50 nameplates and 50 icons that you can use. And these are the icons. And this stuff is going to be unlocked by getting those single game achievements, climbing up those leaderboards in your universe profile and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, this kind of particular thing doesn't really appeal to me personally. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Like anything, I do find it quite beneficial when they add these kind of customizable elements to the game, that you can find different ways to personalize your Diamond Dynasty experience. It's not my interest. It didn't make me jump out of my chair and be like, yeah, I can't wait to mess around with that. But at the same, it's cool though.
What if there's a nameplate of Jose Bautista and on the left is on the right is him swinging and on the left is where the bat's landing?
It would
then
be.
You're going to be like, all right, let me go get 74 more home runs so I can unlock that.
To be fair, that would be relatively cool, but I don't think I would go out of my way to try and get that. If it was something that I had, it was cool. But like if I had to go like complete some sort of statistical task to get it, I can't see me doing that.
I think you'd grind for it just a little bit.
I think I don't think I would.
All right. Well, how about this? Let's say you unlocked the Blue Jays thing already, the regular Blue Jays logo.
Yeah,
But
which I
then-
should get for pre-ordering the game.
But then they had the other Blue Jay where it had like the bird holding the T. I feel like then you'd want to do it. You'd see you'd find out what that stat is, and in the back of your mind, you'd be working on it.
Well, you know what?
You'd be like, if it's triples, let me just take a couple extra bases.
I'm looking at that logo on the hat that's literally right next to me right now. I am attached to the Buff J logo. I mean, that brings back the back-to-back Clemens Cy Young memories.
Exactly. I have Rocket the Beanie Baby somewhere in this room.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is. I think he's on my little shelf behind me.
I have the only Beanie Baby that I've ever had and that I own is the Cardinal, the Mac Cardinal.
Oh, Mac the Cardinal? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I have.
Yeah, I have the Rocket, the Blue Jay, and I think I have a couple of the Salvino Bambinos.
Oh, yes.
I think I have Darryl Strawberry and maybe one.
Nice. Very nice.
So those nameplates are also going to show up on your friends list in the game, not like your PSN friends list, but like when you're in the game, you hit the touchpad and then you go to your little friends list.
Yeah,
that's going to have that. There's some cool stuff in this. I think this looks cool. I like the retro Griffey.
Yeah.
So
I wish it was. I wish the stickers were like unlockable as PSN avatars.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool. I mean, it's considering it's a first party game, you figure that that's probably something that they may be able to do. But
you know what I would do? I would take you know it would be sick. Imagine, if you will, if on the ShowNation.com forums that was in your signature.
That would be cool.
That'd be pretty legit.
That would be pretty legit. I like that Ken Griffey one, the MLB Test 16 right.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's got the retro graphics in it.
It looks like retro Nintendo font.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, they showed what is this here? Oh, also that nameplate thing is going to show up in the top right corner, or your opponent's nameplate is going to show up in the top right corner. Like right now, I think it just says their PSN ID. But now you'll get the whole thing. So you'll actually kind of get an idea of who you're playing by looking at that. Right now, I mean, we run onto the ShowNation.com to check their ratings and stuff. I feel like that might give you a little bit of an idea without having to go all the way to hopping online and actually looking up something.
Yeah, I feel like being able to see somebody's level is an interesting concept. Again, it might save the always having the ShowNation.com tab open, searching for your opponent to see what his DD rating is and things of that nature. But yeah, I don't disagree.
Next up, we learned about breakout legend Luis Aparicio. This is a 1959 breakout version, 90 overall. Can't really hit a lick, but 99 vision, 88 clutch, 99 bunt, 99 drag bunt, 96 durability, 96 fielding, 91 reaction, 98 speed. This guy's kind of a monster.
This is like a jacked up version of Ozzie Smith, basically.
Yeah, I feel like his batting is similar, if not better.
Yeah, I mean, you get, a limited amount of contact. Contact versus lefties being 72. 72 is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need the power, plus you have that vision, so he's going to be palatable.
99 vision and 98 speed is a wonderful combo. Put the ball in play, beat it out.
Yeah,
but the 96 fielding, 83, the 83 arm strength at short is like, I wish like 85 or a higher. I would be a little. I mean, I know it's not a big difference between 83 and 85, but that's the difference between somebody cheesing you on a Jose Reyes grounder. Right.
Well, here's what I'm thinking is with the 96 fielding, the 91 reaction, and the 98 speed, I feel like he's going to be charging balls and that
get to balls faster. Yeah.
I don't think that arm strength is going to be as big of an issue.
The biggest thing for me that I like about this card is I like that they're reaching back further. Mm-hmm. They've talked about going back 80 plus years. I mean, really, outside of Ted Williams, who the Ted Williams being of the late 30s, early 40s era, you don't really see a lot of super old cards.
Right. Yeah,
and
I don't feel like Ralph Kiner is super old.
Yeah. But like I feel like reaching back because the Spawn is what? What year is that?
Is that 58 or 59?
57 or 58, I think.
Something like that. I got
So like this is the second card we've had from the 50s decade. So that for me is something that I'm a huge fan of. I mean, I really like this card. I would love this guy to be my shortstop until, you get that 99 Tulo if he's still around this year or one of those really top level guys. But I do like the fact that they are reaching back deeper into the catalog to bring these guys to life in this game.
I don't have my note on the Warren Spawn. I'm very upset right now.
Okay. Well,
I thought I had it. Okay. Yeah, even if this guy just comes in as a defensive replacement super late in games or a pinch runner or something, like if you had, like let's say you have that Tulo, and he plays to be like, of course, if you have this card and you have that Tulo, I mean your team's got no problems.
Yeah. The Spawn is 58, by the way.
58.
58.
Yeah, but if you had like that Tulo and you get late into a game and he hits a double, you put this dude on and you're still set for the extra innings. If you need it. Or you win the game because this guy's going to beat something out.
Absolutely.
Okay, next up. We got some Challenge of the Week stuff. I don't think I have a picture for that, though. So let's just see what the next image is. Next image is jerseys. Challenge of the Week, they mentioned some stuff. There's going to be new prizes. Stuff like a Ken Griffey Jr. autographed bat. I believe there was a Noah Syndergaard autographed jersey. All the hard goods are going to be MLB authenticated. I guess they weren't in the past.
Yeah.
You can only win one grand prize per year. So Cardinal Bird can't be out there winning it every week. There's going to be a new scoring system. The momentum is going to reset after each out instead of each strike. I always thought that was a little weird, but at least they're fixing that. There's also going to be way more prizes this year. So I wonder if it'll be more than like the first 5 win. I think right now it's like the first 5 get stuff, right? Something like that.
In the Challenge of the Week?
Yeah.
Usually I think it's the top 25 usually receive some sort of prize. To be like not being a downer here, I ignore all of the Challenge of the Week stuff because I'm ineligible to win any of it.
Oh, Canadian?
Yes, and that question was asked probably 200 times in the chat. And judging by the fact that they ignored it all 200 of those times, I would assume that it's still Americans only. Not being sour grapes, but if they have a Challenge of the Week that I can't win, then what's the point of me wasting my time doing it? Because I could be playing DD or something of that nature.
I also know I'm never going to win it, so I just don't do it.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's an interesting aspect of the game. It gives you something else to do. Obviously, there is incentive for you to do it. I do wish they would expand the number of paid positions. I mean, even if they paid 26 through 100, even if you got 100 stubs, 200 stubs, something for doing it. Mm-hmm. Like, you look at how many people do it, and then you think, well, I got to get top 25 to get anything.
I think that's why a lot of people just don't do it.
Yeah, and like I said, me personally, I don't do it because I can't win anything, so it's really irrelevant. But I feel like with that kind of stuff, if they took the same pool of stubs and spread them over greater positions, you would probably have a higher adoption rate of playing that mode. Maybe I'd be wrong. Maybe people just won't play it anyway. But the Challenge of the Week stuff for me is just,
it's never been a thing. Every once in a while, I'll hop in and I'll have like a good run, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I'm 1,300 on this list." That's not going to happen. So,
yeah,
just give up after that.
Yeah.
The next thing we're going to jump into is uniforms. So now you'll see players actually wearing the jerseys when you go into the screen, and if you go in and out of the uniform select screen, it'll change the player that you see. I believe it just goes through positions, and the highest rated on the team at that position is the one that it shows.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of that. I mean, again, a very minor addition, but it's really, really kind of cool to, have different players and different player models and things of that nature. Obviously, a lot of people were very, very pleased at the entire uniform aspect of the stream,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
myself included.
They're going to have every uniform in the MLB style guide in the game this year.
Yes, which I think is fantastic.
I found one jersey that's not going to be in the game. The Milwaukee Brewers Cerveceros, or Cerveceros, depending on how you say it.
Yes, as I saw that tweet, it's not in the style guide.
Everyone says it's not in the style guide. It's kind of messed up, though. It's just the dope jersey.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I mean, I am like not working in video game design. I don't know what the turnaround is on these kind of things, but I know that red Blue Jays jersey was
got it right here.
Yeah, and I think that jersey has I'm pretty sure it's only been announced in the 2017 calendar year. Like, I don't think it's been a out there story for months and months.
Right. Is it gonna be like their Sunday jersey now, or
they're gonna don't get me on how much I hate this, but they're going to wear it at home on Sundays, which I'm absolutely 100% against, but that's not a video game related thing. That's just, I think the red jerseys are a sacred thing that should be saved for Canada Day. Yes. Because I like them. I have one of them. And they replace all the players' names with Canada on the back. So I just feel like it's a little cheesy to start rocking these red. Again, it's all in the name of merchandise sales. So I'm not a big fan, but I am a big fan of the quick turnaround time that Sony San Diego has been able to do to get these in the game. And I mean, you look at that screen, they do look very, very good. Their attention to detail is very, very strong with these uniform designs.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams are going with home Sunday jerseys that are a solid color. I know the Braves switched to wearing their I think they're all blue with white letters. On Sunday home games as well.
Absolutely.
They do have the sweet Padres marine blue digital camos jerseys.
Oh, that might be my favorite jersey in baseball right now. That blue camo Padres jersey. That is money.
I used to like the brown one. I almost got a brown, like a jersey tee at some point of Ramon Hernandez. But then, but I really like one of these. Also, I asked Ramon on Twitter if we're going to get camo jerseys in Diamond Dynasty, and he said it was something they wanted to do, but not this year.
Yeah, I feel like that would be cool, but I also feel like that's one of those things that it's like when you start looking at what you have time to implement and what you don't have time to implement, that's the kind of thing where I'm like, yeah, I'm okay that they cut that from the game.
Yeah. Braves will have not Braves. Teams will have up to 11 different jerseys in the game. I also love these old school Angels jerseys. The Disney Angels ones. So sweet. They also mentioned that Brave SunTrust Park is going to be in the game. They have so this is weird. They have the Royals alternate with the gold.
Yeah.
But that was last year's jersey, and I thought that was only because they won the World Series.
No, I'm not that up on my Royals.
They went with a very soccer style thing, where if you win, I believe it's if you win the Premier League, you rock gold trim the next year.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
I think that in baseball, the only place I find that acceptable in baseball is on the Rawlings catcher's equipment for guys who have won gold gloves at catcher. They get to rock the, or not Rawlings, it's All-Star, isn't it? Who is it? Is it Rawlings catcher equipment?
Rawlings probably, because Rawlings is the one. It's Rawlings.
That's right. Glove. So like, I do like that but on uniforms, I find it kind of, especially in baseball where there's so much parity. I mean.
Yeah, I thought it was cool for the Royals because gold kind of is one of their colors, so that was nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's one of their colors, so I'm kind of okay with it. But like, if you had the Yankees out there, if the Yankees out there rocking gold, I'd be like, nah, that's just tacky.
Yeah, they never would have done that.
Yeah.
Speaking of save slots, there's lots more save slots now.
Yeah.
I don't save.
I'm cool with that.
I don't think. But I guess created player save slots is good. I assume that's for in your rosters and stuff.
Yeah,
that'll probably help out the roster guys at Operation Sports, I would assume.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I feel like that's probably out of the ones on there that I think will be the most beneficial to people are the roster, the create a player. I mean, with the rosters being so big, it's very easy to edit the players that you need. You know, if you're running your own personal franchise and you want to create a bunch of your buddies, you know, there's plenty of players to edit. But when you're trying to nail down a roster of, you know, 1,000+ players, I think being able to create more players is going to be cool. I do like the additional logo slots as well, mostly because I like to switch my Diamond Dynasty logo from time to time. I kind of get bored of it and just kind of want to switch it up. So I do like that I could have more logo slots. I don't necessarily need 50, but more than 5 is nice.
Never know when you're going to want 50.
Well, you never know. I could just go logo crazy.
Next up, they've updated the Jumbotrons around the league, specifically places like St. Louis is the one. I think St. Louis is the one they showed on the stream. You can see MLB 06 on the left. I'm sorry, MLB 16 on the left, MLB 17 on the right. Looks nice. Apparently, they don't get the information actually from the stadiums. They need like actual people to tell them what's going on.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I feel like this is something that benefits franchise players quite a bit. People who are going to stare at the same stadiums for many, many games.
Or
I mean,
the hardcore fans that go to games and then also use the same stadium in their game.
Yeah, because you know that there's guys on forums of particular websites that we won't mention right now, who like as soon as they see like an inconsistency in like the font of a scoreboard, they're like right to the keyboard.
True, but during the stream they did give a big shout out to the Operation Sports forums for helping them get all this stuff accurate.
They are very the people who the 90% of users who use that feedback mechanism properly really are giving these guys a lot of help when it comes to this kind of stuff and the celebration kind of stuff. So it is helpful that they have a very dedicated community base, which is why MLB The Show community is the best sports gaming community.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Not even close.
If you want to see more comparisons like this, they have them up on theshownation.com. Sounds of the show. We've got some updates. Double the user music slots. Starting picture music now. So like during the intro cinematic stuff, you'll hear the music. I think in the past it was only if you were like a relief pitcher coming in.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3D audio capable or compatible. They showed off the, I think they were the Sony PlayStation Platinum headphones. They're like $170 on Amazon, and I kind of want them. Not going to buy them. I kind of want them, though.
I kind of want them.
There's going to be new presets for the audio mix. There's going to be broadcast, in the stands, on the field, a music mode, and custom. I feel like in the stands would be kind of something good to stream with. Maybe even on the field. I think maybe in the stands would probably be good because you don't really need the broadcast guys when you're streaming and stuff.
I've gotten into more listening to music while I play MLB The Show specifically. Like when you're on a long, Diamond Dynasty grind, I mean, you don't want to hear Vasgergen and Eric Karros and other, what's his name? Steve Lyons.
Well, you might not have to hear them this year.
But see, like me personally, like I do use a very good, like I use a set of Bose headphones when I plug into my PlayStation controller. And that's one thing that I do have complained. And it's not just MLB The Show specific. It's Sony specific. I don't find the audio quality when you have plugged in headphones to be very good from the PS4. It's not bad, but it's not like you're listening to it on, something that you have a full mixer for.
Is it stereo audio coming out of that, or is it just mono being sent to both channels? That is a great question.
Yeah, I believe.
I don't know.
I want to say that it is stereo. I do believe that it is.
It's not really important for this conversation.
No, it's not.
Sounds of the Show is going to work in online games, but you'll only hear your stuff, obviously. You're not going to hear the other person's. They've also given you more slots for home run and run scored slot audio. I feel like I'm going to do that this year. I think I'm actually going to upload stuff this year. Mainly because I love that the Indians have the Mario coin sound whenever they score a run. So if I could just put that at every stadium, that would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, also, speaking of the uniforms, if you go to Operation Sports, I think they have GIFs of like every team's jerseys getting ran through.
I do believe that is correct. The DualShock 4 controller does support stereo headsets.
But it's also coming over Bluetooth. That's always questionable.
Yeah, that's my thing. So I am glad to see that they've put effort into making their music better. I also am glad that they specifically mentioned that MLB The Show will allow you to use the Spotify app at the same time, because not all apps allow that. Some games force you to turn off your Spotify, but MLB The Show will let you use Spotify if you prefer not to use Sounds of the Show.
Cool. Diamond Dynasty stuff they touched on. Loyalty rewards are back. All you have to do is hit the server once in MLB 16. They said you're guaranteed a gold player, but I think that's actually... It sounded like later in the stream they made it sound like you had to have actually done like a good amount of stuff to get a gold player.
Yeah, they kind of contradicted themselves there.
Yeah, I mean, I assume we'll get gold players, but
yeah. Good question. LT Dubs has a question in the chat. Is it just him, or do the unicolors look much deeper? Just before we get too far away from looking at the uniforms,
I thought they all looked real good.
I was I was watching the stream on a larger HD TV at the time, but I did notice when they were going through that I did feel like that the uniform colors were a bit richer, especially in
richer.
Yeah, especially in, I felt like the blues. For some reason, I feel like, because we all, I remember MLB The Show, I think it was 15, or was it 15 or 14? One of the first ones on this generation, where the Blue Jays had the problem with the blue color. The blue was not right, and a couple other teams' blues were not right. But watching that, when they were going through, the blues really stuck out to me as like being a very, very rich blue. But yeah, I feel like the colors are richer on the uniforms this year.
Yeah, there was one they clicked through that had like a baby blue in it, and it looked real good. I forget which team it was.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to picture them all in my head, but I can't.
Maybe pick out which ones or something. But looked really nice.
It's 11:40 on a Saturday night. I can't be expected to remember every minute detail, right? Gotta give you some break here.
So they got a gold player, as well as some gold equipment and sponsorship stuff.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Loyalty stuff. Yeah, I feel like, you know what? I don't expect it at this point, but I feel like if I've spent time playing your card collecting mode and I buy your game again, I do kind of expect a little bit of a reward.
Yeah.
Again, if I got what's on the screen there displayed, the gold sponsorship, the 3 pieces of equipment, and the Lorenzo Kane, I would be that would be satisfactory to me as a reward.
Only if Kane got a new batting stance, because I couldn't hit with him that well last year.
Yeah. Well, as long as he's not, as long as he's sellable, I'd flip him on the market pretty much immediately.
Yeah. Though I was upset. I mean, I was very happy that I got a Jose Abreu last year, but then he ended up going down to silver. I was a little saddened by that.
Yeah.
I believe the next thing is the bad news.
Well, if we're going to talk about the bad news, let's get into the bad news.
So here is a image of the pregame screen where you set your lineup, and you may notice that you no longer see the pitcher handedness.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, who wants to go first?
I, as a baseball fan, in real life, who you're facing.
Yes.
And if this was back in the day, when it was like, this is your starting 9, they're playing no matter who is on the mound. Okay. But no. This ain't back in, as the Notorious B.I.G. said, mother truckers, this ain't back in the day. Because so many players now feel so specialized that you have to know who's pitching to know if they're worth playing or not.
Yeah.
Like even like when Randy Johnson was pitching, guess what? Lefties took the day off. Quote unquote scheduled days off that just happened to be scheduled the day Randy Johnson was pitching because they were terrified to face him.
Yes.
I feel like you need to know. I feel like this is an advantage towards the pitchers, obviously, for the most part. I feel like this really hurts platoon players. My salty Martin combo, not going to be worthwhile.
No.
As we said last week, I think we were talking about the 97 Josh Hamilton for a minute.
Yep.
That card now pretty much worthless.
Yeah.
Because he cannot hit a lefty. I feel like I might stack my rotation with lefties. Or, well, here's the thing. If I stack my rotation with lefties, I assume I'm going to face guys that built their team balanced.
Yeah.
Or I'll stack my rotation with righties, and since guys built their team balanced, I will do better against them.
Yeah.
Because you figure nobody's going to be... Usually someone's super good against one and okay against the other, rather than being very good against both. There's very few players that are very good against both.
So there's two... So, okay, obviously this is a gigantic negative, I feel. It's not like I'm never going to play Diamond Dynasty because of this, but I feel like it was a bad decision. I have no problem telling anybody this was a bad call. The problem they were trying to fix were people backing out of games after you found a match. This was literally, if you would have gave me 5 different ways to fix it, and this was on there, I would have said, don't do that. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Yeah. And yet that's what they did.
I feel like maybe if you would have just made, when you get to the screen, that counts as the start of the game.
Yeah. And listen, there's all kinds of arguments. You know, only 30% of pitchers in baseball are left-handed, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I am not risking my lineup on a 3 out of 10 chance that the guy's going to be left-handed.
And 66% of the top 3 pitchers are lefties in this game.
Yes. I feel like what they did by making this decision is they literally made every single platoon card in this game useless. I feel, and I know that's strong, and I've been I've said it on Twitter, and I've had negative reactions, but I don't care. Platoon cards will not be on my roster for this exact reason, because I'm not wasting substitutions if I don't get the lineup I want. All they had to do was this screen. You take with that batting order, you move it to the left, you make it your set 2 lineups on this screen.
Or have 2 lineups set already. Skip this screen completely.
Yeah.
If you do that, you don't need this screen, and you don't, because first off, the pitcher screen doesn't matter because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So you don't need to show me that. And if you have the lineup set, you don't need to show me this. We can get into games a whole lot faster.
Yeah. And like I said, look at the comments that are in the chat. We know the answer to this. Set multiple lineups like franchise mode. Switch hitters even more at a premium now. Best idea was to set a left-handed and right-handed lineup. 100% would have went with this screen being where you get the loss, which this screen is where you get the loss. Now let's not skip that part. That is fact.
No, you don't get a loss if you back out from the screen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did say that on the stream. You cannot back out from this screen.
Are you sure?
You will take the loss if you back out from this stream.
But if
you will lose rating points.
That can't be true, because if that was true, then they would just show the thing.
No, I'm positive that that's true.
We're gonna have to double check that.
I am 100% positive that they said the stream. If you back out from this screen, you will take the loss.
Look at what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna take this exact screenshot. All right, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna take this exact screenshot if I can just find it. Where are we in this? Jerseys, that. I'm gonna do at MLB The Show, at MLB The Show _tips, our homie. If you back out from this screen, do you get a loss? I don't believe that is the answer. I do not believe that is the answer.
Or that's what they said.
No. No. The reason, because that's why they just took it off this screen. Because if you didn't get an L, why take it off the screen? I mean, if you did get it, why take it off the screen? They didn't change anything to the programming. They just made this not count. They just made that thing not go away.
But was that not part of? Man, I'm sure.
Nope.
That's all right.
Yeah, so this is gonna like.
We'll get to the bottom of it.
This is gonna change like literally everything about how I build my teams.
Yeah, let's get back to talking about how much the screen sucks.
Yeah, so I have a couple of suggestions. We've already seen switch hitters are gonna be a lot more at a premium this year because of this.
Yep.
Well,
absolutely.
Switch hitters that are good against both.
Yeah.
Just finding guys that have like contact and powers that are like within the same ranges for against each other. Specifically with pitching, I was thinking of like if I have 3 righties and 2 lefties, I would carry 2 left. I think I'm going to carry more long men, assuming people aren't going with a lot of switch hitters and stuff. So I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna notice this. The hardest are the hardcore. Like the people watching this right now know that this thing's missing, are gonna be upset. But I think a lot of people aren't really gonna care, and I think a lot of people just run out their same lineup versus everybody. So I think what I'm gonna do is carry more long men and kind of do something similar to like a BR thing, and maybe just have my starters go 3-4 innings. And then bring in an opposite-handed long guy just to mess with their guys that they have that are specific to one hand or the other.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my play on the pitching-wise. Batting-wise, I mean...
What do you do? That's the thing. You have to field as balanced of a lineup as possible.
Yeah. Which is going to cost you because
you
you're not
can't
have
risk
anything.
You can't risk having a guy with weird splits. You can't risk it, because if you
do risk just take him out at the beginning of the game. It's like, okay, so I'm going to lose 2 of my bench guys.
Yeah. When your pitcher bats a minimum of 3 times a game, most pitchers if you can make it through the lineup in extra time, come to the plate 4 times. The caveat to that is, okay, sure. If that's the case, if you want me to use my subs in the first inning,
then you know exactly what you're facing at the end of the game.
Then let me have a 5-man bullpen and carry 7 guys on the bench.
Yeah, because like here's what I think about, like the super combo of Josh Hamilton and Jeff Francoeur.
Okay, so
let's say I start the game with Josh Hamilton and a lefty's pitching. Okay, I'm gonna put in Jeff Francoeur, and now I lost Josh Hamilton, and at the end of the game I'm gonna face a sick righty against Francoeur. So now I have no option there unless I use another one of my bench spots, which I've probably already used 1 or 2 on pinch hitting for the pitcher, and I'm already out of bench. I'm already done.
Okay, so I was wrong. You got to Ramon wrote back to your tweet.
Ramon's a good guy, very active.
And M. Frisk is right. The screen I'm thinking of is the new screen where you have the card. Yeah, because again, last year this was, once you advance past this screen, that was it. You were into the game. But now they've got that new screen where you can see the other team's lineup. That's the screen that's the point of no return. So that was my bad. I got those 2 screens confused, this screen and that screen. But I hate this screen. This screen gives me a brain cramp on trying to figure out how I'm now going to set my lineup. Again,
also, apparently if you just go up and down on the screen, you'll notice if you have lag or not.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's what he's. Yeah, I see that.
That's interesting.
You can scroll around and check to see if there's any PvP lag. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, like that 97 Josh Hamilton, useless now. The Jeff Francoeur flashback, useless. I feel like a lot of cards that don't have good splits against both aren't that good. I feel like that Brian McCann card, if that flashback Brian McCann card's in again, that's going to be a very
good
strong
card
to use. Buster Posey, I believe he's got good contact against both, but he doesn't have good power against both. I don't think there's any catcher, aside from maybe that flashback McCann, that has good contact and good power against both pitchers.
Yeah.
I feel like either they have good contact, or they have good power, or they have a split one way or the other.
Yeah.
So I think this year for my catcher, I'm just gonna go defense because there's not gonna be much there.
Yeah, I'm always looking for ways to bring more strategy into Diamond Dynasty games, but this was not the right way. I know that their hearts were in the right place by making this decision. Obviously, they were trying to curb people who were seeing a lefty, and they're like, "Nope, I'm out of here. I'm not facing a lefty today." But this was just the worst, in my opinion, the worst possible way they could have done that. Because right away, my first thing, I'm going to have 3 righty starters, 2 lefty starters, and my bullpen is going to have 3 lefties in it and 4 righties, and I'm just going to mix and match people to death.
Yeah.
I mean,
because with that, you're going to blow through their whole bench if
yeah.
they have stuff like that.
Yeah, you and I were talking about this in the Discord. If that Jaime Garcia from 16 is still a reliever in 17, that's the first card I'm picking up because he was a lefty out of the bullpen with 91 stamina, and then you get your righty starter out there. I'm throwing Garcia out there in the second inning, and I'm going to make you. I'm either going to make you, go through your bench, or I'm going to rip you up with fastball slider combos. I just feel like this was not a decision that will help.
Yeah. This felt like a hasty decision. Like, yes. How do we stop people from backing out? Just take the pitcher thing off. Okay.
Yeah, and you have been, and I compliment you on this pretty much every episode, I feel like. You have been very adamant since about episode 25 of this show to give you a reason to make more cards useful. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this does the exact opposite of that. This makes a very large portion of cards not necessarily useless, but it makes them a whole heck of a lot riskier to have them on your team and in your lineup.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we're going to be earning different cards, I assume, this year doing stuff. But if you looked at all the stuff that you won from Conquest and from like the 15-man collections or the 25-man collections, all of those cards were pretty much like 1 or 2 tool players. Yeah. Like they all, I felt like they all specialized in like one thing really well.
Yeah.
So I feel like all those cards are kind of worthless now.
Yeah. So AJ135754, why does it matter if he can't hit lefties? Because the batter is a lefty, then just hit with him in the next game. Maybe it won't be a lefty because the goal of the game is to win.
Right.
And in order to win, you have to field what you feel is the best lineup, where you're going to be playing in seasons and events and things like that. Every game counts. I don't play Diamond Dynasty to go out there and lose. No offense. If I want to lose, I'll go play franchise.
Your bench already that are going to fit the other side of the split. You just need to know what the starting pitcher is to know which one to use.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had, like a perfect example is right now. I mean, you've brought up Russell Martin. I have the 94 or 96 Russell Martin.
That's the one I'm using, that flashback.
Yeah. I don't use him. He's on my bench because I use him exclusively against lefties. And I use, I think I use Yadier against righties just for the defense. But it's like, again, this makes a whole heck of a lot of cards a risky investment to have on your team. And people are going to take that risk. They're going to have to. There's a limited amount of cards out there, especially at positions like catcher and like, first base. First base has a lot of big split guys too, especially with the left-handed hitters. Corner outfield has a lot of split guys once you get down past the elite. So is it something? It's something we're going to be able to take advantage of as pitchers, but
yeah, I think this swings the game a lot more towards the pitcher now.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of cards are just gonna not like maybe you stuff them on your bench and hope that when you bring them in, they don't bring in the opposite-handed pitcher.
Yeah,
and then force you to burn that card anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like when you play, because I see now guys are talking about BR in.
Oh yeah, BR. It's like
BR. You have to. Well, BR. You have to rock questionable platoons anyway.
Yeah, but I feel like in BR drafting a rookie David Ortiz or something is fine
Yeah.
Because in the draft, you know that you also have to draft the
And that's
team.
the thing is BR, you have to build your BR team with questionable platoons. But the thing is, going into a BR game, you knew if you had to put, your big right-handed guy who kills lefties in at third base. Like it, I just I don't like the decision that takes my ability to control my team out of it. And okay, it's not the end of the world to lose in a video game, but I feel like when I and this isn't about winning or losing, I'm still going to school lots of folks, you know, I'm going to take advantage of
Well,
this to the best
I'm
I
gonna
can, and
I'm
I'm
gonna
still going
build
to
my team
smoke. I'm
perfectly
still
for
going to
this.
smoke people
Yeah.
because I'm going to build my lineup to combat this.
Again,
But
I'm not super worried about the people watching this right now. I feel like we all understand what this means, and we're all gonna
yeah,
kind of figure out how to take advantage of this to our
absolutely.
advantage. It's just I feel like a lot of people are gonna get burnt by this that don't even realize it's coming.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be for the more harder core guys who are here. Like, I know Cougs is in the chat. Cougs plays a ton of Diamond Dynasty, plays a ton of BR. I'm not worried about him struggling with this change. I'm not worried about you struggling with it. I'm not worried about me struggling with it. I'm not worried about 80% of the people who are in the chat right now. This is going to affect the average guy who plays, a couple games of Diamond Dynasty a week and just, to blow off steam, and he doesn't end up building up his team to be all diamonds. I feel like that's the person that this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Is the more casual DD player.
I think overall it's gonna drop offense in this game a lot.
Yeah.
Not well, it's weird because like I feel like you'll find more guys are going to be used that are like 80 contact versus righty, 80 contact versus lefty, which is nice. But you could at the same time you could have a guy that's 92 contact versus righty in the game, but he's probably going to have like a 74 versus lefties. And I just feel like you're not going to be able to put up the runs and stuff that you're going to want to with the lineups that you're building because this is going to be a little weird.
Yep, I agree.
But I don't know.
It's
we got to see how it plays out, but
yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not going to sit here 31 days before this game comes out and say, oh, the sky is falling. Like this game is DD's unplayable. That's not the case. This is just one of those things that we are going to have to overcome. And again, you see there are people in the chat who literally don't care about this. They're like, whatever. And, I'm not like, I'm not trying to say the sky is falling. I'm just trying to very, very adamantly show that I don't think this was the best way to handle the problem of people backing out from the lineup screen.
Yeah, and people might be saying whatever now, but let's say they get a card like that 97 Josh Hamilton, and you know what? All they're going to face online is lefties, and that Josh Hamilton's going to hit $120 for him, and then they're going to be mad that I have this 97 overall card that literally can't hit half of the league or 30% of the league or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. We'll see. We got to see how it plays out, but
so
far. This is the only thing I would call a misstep so far this year.
Yes, if we were doing ups and downs, I think this would probably be through 3.5 weeks worth of media releases would probably be the only thing I would put squarely in the down column.
Right. Some more stuff. We got new diamond looks. So the background on diamond cards is going to be a little different this year. No more of the shiny. See, here's what I don't understand. They should have just called them chrome and then just used the Topps chrome thing. I think that would have made a lot more sense. Because that's kind of what they did, because the cards kind of look like refractors now, or in 16.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This looks cool. We need some more... what we need is more guys making DD cards out there. I saw the Carl Dude one, and I saw the other one. Those look nice. And I know my man Chase made me a sweet Diamond Dynasty card from a couple years ago. But I think we need more of them. I think we need more people out there in the community making Diamond Dynasty cards for people.
Yeah, Sony should just have a make your own card.
That would be pretty sweet. They did have. It was really nice a couple years ago. Was it for 15? I believe it was on the All-Star break. If you sent them screenshots of your create a player, either in Road to the Show or I guess Diamond Dynasty, they actually put like throwback cards on them, and they look pretty cool. I have a side armor one somewhere.
Sweet.
What else we got here? More diamonds.
This is I'm a big. No, I was just gonna say I'm a big fan of. I do like the card redesign. It's kind of cool. I'm a big fan of the Topps 2017 series, like in real life. Now that I've started collecting in real life cards, all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm happy they didn't go. I think the real life cards have more of like a 3D look on the nameplate and stuff.
Yes,
like they like go into the background more. I like.
It's very out for this. Yeah. The IRL cards are very. The word I would use to describe them would be isometric. The text is very isometric, like meant to be looked at from like the bottom right corner going up. I am glad that they have a more squared up text look on the in-game cards, because some of these cards, especially the in real life cards that have a lot of text at the bottom, like award winners and things, they do get a little bit hard to read, and I don't think they would translate very well digitally.
I just want to confirm with what Bob Hazelwood is saying in the chat. The next thing that I thought was
what's he saying? I think I totally missed it.
He's in the YouTube chat asking about something. I think he's talking about liking how they have the veteran all-star stuff on the front of the cards.
I like how
like the breakout season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that stuff. I wish I agree with MDOT. I feel like those logos could have been a little bit better.
Yeah,
kind of generic, but we'll
see. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's
funny. I mean, I guess it just depends on your taste. Because I saw some of the ones in like Mutt this year, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I forget what set. There's a series that came out like not too long ago in Mutt that kind of looks like a diamond, and I think it kind of looks like Butt. And I think the Ultimate Legend logo is a little weak, but I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe, that might just be a design sensibility thing.
Yeah. Cards are there's always room to nitpick about them and things like that. But I'm overall I'm a relatively large fan of how the 2017 cards look. I do share MDOT's concern that I do feel the logos are a little weird looking, like especially looking at this Andrew Miller card. I don't know, but
I mean
that's not something I'm gonna let bother me.
Yeah, whenever they do like the backgrounds, whenever somebody's like not green screen, but like cut out of something, I always feel like they look a little weird somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they'll ever put the World Series logos on the hats and the jerseys and stuff? I wish. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
Should be a widget.
I don't think so either. I think that's graphical power that would probably be more beneficial to use elsewhere in the game.
So the next thing that I think is actually huge. I would have loved this last year. Now, when you're going into a game, your team overall modifies your matchmaking rating. So if you have a 90 overall rating or a 90 overall team and you have a 500 rating, you get somehow that becomes a 155 modifier. So you're actually a 655 looking for a game.
Yeah.
I think that is pretty good. I wish that was there in the past.
Yes. I feel like as a
well, also specifically now that it looks like grinding versus the CPU. I don't know, grinding versus friends, grinding versus CPU. I feel like that's not going to be as useful this year. I feel like being able to use more low-powered teams will be better, and at least worth taking online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Being a RPG player in my background, I feel like this is a very big RPG element that I enjoy. You know, you're playing an RPG and the game levels up around you. So as you get better, the game gets better. And then obviously there are penalties for if you level up your character too quickly without, you know, getting the proper equipment and things like that. Mm-hmm. This is the same thing. If you go out and buy, all of the, you know, higher cards and you're just not very good at the game, you're going to get crunched.
Yep.
I do like that it's not, you know, solely based on your overall, that it only makes up a small percentage of it. But still, I would enjoy being matched up against, you know, more accurate versus my overall teams than in the past.
Right. And I would prefer it if I'm playing a weaker team. If I'm playing someone that has a strong team but not the same skill as me, I don't mind getting matched up against them. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, this might sound weird, but I feel like now that we don't have the pitcher handedness on the card, I feel like this might affect like the really high end player, because if you had good platoons, you could drop your overall team rating to not be searching for as high a game, and you could kind of beat up on people that way.
Yeah.
Just thinking. But since you can't see the thing, you're going to want to build the best team of guys that are double-sided. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually that might work against people where they're going to have to build teams like that, and then they're going to be playing so far above their rating that they're going to get beat. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I do, like, again, I think it's overly a positive addition. I do feel like there is a very large benefit to having games matched up a little more based on the overall of your team, because theoretically, you know, we know, although this isn't a real life situation, but if you have a 95 overall team, you should be able to play at a 95 overall level. You know, again, this is for those guys that always complain about pay to win players. Yeah. This is something that caters towards you, because this directly hurts pay to win players, because historically pay to win players are not as good at the game.
I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I will believe it.
Yeah. I don't pay to win, so I really don't know. I'm just going by what I hear in the...
Next up, battle reward pool changes are going to... Battle Royale reward pool is going to change monthly. So they're going to be mixing in new cards in there every month. Here we can see a Justin Verlander, Jeff Bagwell, and Johnny Bench. That Jeff Bagwell is absolutely going to destroy left-handed pitching. I think they looked it up. I think it's 93 tops, and he had like 427 against lefties that year.
Oh, yeah. He's going to crush them. 100% going to crush them. I love me some Bagwell action.
In that leaderboard screen, you're now going to have your head-to-head BR and CPU leaderboards. So you'll be able to see your friends' head-to-head scores, see how they do in Battle Royale, if you're better than them.
I'm a fan of that. I think it's a nice little, especially for, you know, I mean, you know, you and I and Millennium are always kind of going back and forth, Diamond Dynasty ratings and things like that. I think it's, you know, an interesting little addition to the game that you can kind of track easily versus your friends. Mm-hmm. And again, you can already do this over, you know, to a certain extent over at the Show Nation website. I mean, you can look at all your friends and things like that, but I think this may be a little more extensive of stat tracking than that.
Also, app post-game screens are now going to reflect which mode you're playing in, rather than just being the same in-game screen for everything. Now there'll be specific ones for Diamond Dynasty, Conquest, Battle Royale, and I guess, what's that one? I guess that one's Events. That's nice. So you get a little bit of a idea of where you are so far.
Yeah, I like that. Again, just more information. Bring on the information. Like, that's the thing. Make it, stuff the information right there in front of my face. Like, that's how I like to have the game presented to me. I don't like going looking for things. Show me what I want. Show it to me right there.
Show me what you're working with.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
So now this is the loading screen you were talking about before. We've seen this a couple times, but again, you're going to see the whole roster, or not the whole roster. You're going to see your opponent's lineup, including which cards they have, like which specific cards they have, as well as the IE boost that they're going to get. And if you back out from this screen, you will take VL.
Yes. My bad.
This guy should probably back out facing Rodon.
Yeah, it's not worth the L though.
I don't know if Trumbo can hit lefties.
Yeah, and again, I like this screen. I mean, it's, again, like I just said, it's more information in your face. You can very easily see what you're up against. This, for someone like me, who usually the first thing I do in a game is I throw a quick pause and just kind of, because I mean, you do have a little bit of a lineup screen now, but you don't know what series of card it is. If the guy's out there rocking the A-Rod rookie, or if he's rocking the 99 A-Rod, things like that. So usually one of the first things I do is I pause the game, and then, I go take a look and see what this person's actually rocking, like in terms of levels of cards. So I do like this screen. I think it's great. And yeah, again, this is the point where if you back out, you take an L, you take the rating point hit, which I think is a fantastic addition to the game.
I feel like this is going to be a lot of YouTube thumbnails.
This screen is going to be a lot of YouTube thumbnails.
Yeah, so like
you know what?
Like
I
if you play
think
a head-to-head game, this is going to be the thumbnail for that YouTube.
I feel like I have that. If I had my notebook right in front of me, which I've misplaced, I do believe I wrote that down, that this would make a good YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah.
For like a Diamond Dynasty diary video.
Yep. What's next? Oh, we got 5 new fonts. Font 10, kind of love it. Font 9, rocking a little bit of papyrus in there.
Yeah.
Font 8's all right. Font 7 looks a little too cartoony for me. Font 6 kind of got like a comic book thing going on.
Oh baby,
I like.
I love me some fonts. This is the little things streamed, but something like that, adding a bunch of fonts. I mean,
Yeah.
Font 10, I think, is probably my fave.
Is this Futura? I'll have to look that up.
I think it's kind of like a Futura based. Font 8 is just whack.
8's all right.
Yeah.
What up with that Q though?
Yeah, that's
And no
fonts.
lowercase.
Actually, you know what? Font 6, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, is the exact font.
Is that M.Dot's font?
I don't know if he's still here.
They straight stole M.Dot's font?
You just stole my thunder of calling out M.Dot's font. But I'm pretty sure that font 6 is M.Dot Frisk's YouTube font. It's not Impact. Impact is not italicized.
Oh, all right, my bad.
I don't think Impact has an italicized. What is up with that Q?
That
In
Q,
font 8.
Font 8Q. I don't know.
I'm watching it on the stream, right? So I'm like 8 seconds behind, but that Q is whack. That is definitely M.Dot's font.
That
Like,
Q's like
definitely.
trying to hug whatever letter comes after it.
That's definitely M.Dot's font.
Usually like a U after a Q, right? So maybe it's trying to like hug that U. I just want to build my logo and be done.
I always love a good hug.
Snicky Snick says the Q's got a mustache. Looks like a bad fish, like a messed up
fonts.
apple.
You know what? Again, we talked about this at the onset of this stream. Some people absolutely don't care about these little things, and for other people, this stream was everything. Snicky Snick might not like the fonts, that they're overrated. He's not. There's a lot of people who think like Snicky Snick does, and don't like the fonts. But there is a large percentage of people that they ran to the Twitter machine and like, bro, 5 new fonts. Woo!
Some people can make some fire logos out there.
Yes.
If someone could make me that Kingdom of the Netherlands jersey, that would be sweet. I think I'm gonna buy one.
But that's the thing is you know what? This is, the little things don't appeal to everybody, but they are, very interesting.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we spoiled it before because we went back to talking about fonts more. We still have more of the mission categories. We saw that they're going to have daily missions on top of I think all the programs are going to show up in this mission thing. Player Spotlight, which is looking like player stat missions from 16. You have the Archer program and you have the Diamond program, which you can see here. Also, the daily one, so I guess that's going to happen every day. if they keep up with this daily thing, I think I'm just not gonna buy Madden. That's how it's gonna go this year.
I feel like that, again, hard to judge.
I might have to be like, yo, can you log into my account, play the daily missions for me today?
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem, buddy. I feel like, again, we're 31 days away from this game being out, but this MLB The Show is trying to position their game as, the game you play 365 days a year.
And unlike any other sports game, they have like 4 months before the next one comes out.
Yeah, they have a monopoly on the summer, basically.
Spring through summer, it's all MLB.
Until Madden, because Madden and FIFA, is it Madden and FIFA that come out a week apart, or FIFA and NHL that come out a week apart?
It's like
so Madden comes out early September.
3 weeks later, I think, is FIFA.
Yeah,
NHL.
And then NHL. So, I mean, really, they have this game comes out end of March, so you could call it early April. They have April, May, June, July. 4+ months until Madden comes out. And, I mean, you can go, it's, people are still playing MLB The Show 16. That's the crazy part.
Was I playing BR today? Yes, not going to lie.
Well, and it's just, but I feel like now they were like, okay, we've been able to build a solid fan base of people for 12 months. How do we expand on that? Like, you're going to give me daily missions, something I have to do, not have to, but something I can do every single day. Yeah.
As long as they're obtainable.
And that's the thing is for someone like me, I also play franchise. So it's like, man.
Not anymore, sir.
Well, that's the thing. And if I was making not a complaint, but Diamond Dynasty took away a lot of franchise time from me this year because I enjoyed it so much. There was so much to do. And now I'm like, man, Diamond Dynasty is just eating away more at my franchise time. Like, you're killing me here.
Next up, we have my career missions, which I guess those are going to be like those ones where it's like win 500 games, all that stuff that we've got. I forget what category that's under right now. Epics. These epic missions unlock exclusive rewards. We got to see what that is. That could be Fire Flames. That's probably how we're going to get some of the dope cards this year.
I think Fire Flame emojis are probably in order there, yep.
Ranked seasons. There's going to be stuff that you can do in ranked seasons, stuff that you do in events. What else we got here? I tried to boot up MLB to go look into that thing real quick, but long screens.
I noticed the Show Nation is down at the moment.
No,
because I was trying to go see how many. I was going to look to see how many people were online right now to go with my little segue there, and Show Nation seems to be down.
Oh, good. There'll also be stuff in Battle Royale, stuff in Conquest, single player stuff versus CPU, and there's going to be missions that can be done in friendlies, which seems good. Yeah, I'm getting a server error in the game.
Rip MLB.
I feel like trying to do the Conquest stuff, like right at the jump, is not the play this year. Maybe if you can like just steamroll the strongholds, that might be the play. Because of the missions that we've seen that required parts of Conquest always just said like take over one territory. It's never been a stronghold thing. So we'll have to look and see what that's all about. Love all these mission categories. Lots of reasons to play lots of different things. Play online, play head-to-head, play against the CPU, play a friend.
Yeah.
Lots of reasons, lots of things.
Okay, so because I love playing devil's advocate on this, first off, I do like the extra mission categories and things like that. But what I hope does not happen is please don't become like Mutt.
Well, here I was already hearing you think about this. The thing with Mutt is that you don't have to, like, in Mutt, you have to go in and be like, okay, I'm doing this solo to do this thing to get this. In theory, depending on what you're doing, you're going to be knocking out stuff on all different places in here, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you're doing Conquest, you're also playing stuff versus CPU, so you're going to knock out two things right there.
Yeah.
Like you might be doing one thing and also be working on missions that are in other categories. So I feel like that's a little cleaner. Well, I mean, I guess Madden's clean because you do it and you're done.
Yeah.
But in this, you're going to have to look at a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
This goes back to what you were saying. Was it 2 weeks ago? I think maybe 2 episodes ago, where you would love if they had like a hot list.
Yes.
Like 10 things that you're, even if it's like 10 things. Here's 10 things that you're close to having completed.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff would be nice.
Give me like
favorites.
a control panel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like my only thing is like to be fair, like compared to yourself and to Millennium, like I've only been playing the card collecting modes for this is probably my third year for some of them. This is only I barely played Diamond Dynasty before this year, before 16. I just feel like with what?
I'm sorry for you.
I know, but I'm glad I've jumped on board.
Diamond Dynasty was not worth playing prior to 15,
Fair,
I guess.
Fair point.
Yeah, I'll say 15. Before that, Jesus.
So my thing is, I just find Mutt so overwhelming because there's so many sets and so many collections and so many things that you can complete that I often log into Mutt and I just sit there and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I should be working on. Should I be working on Team Heroes? Should I be working on some Elite collection? Should I be working on this? Should I be working on that? And then I just get overwhelmed and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do any of it. I'm going to go play MLB The Show now. See you later. Bye. Yeah. Because it's easy. It's clean. I know what I'm doing. I don't think MLB The Show is going to be like that. But when I see them adding 6 to 8 new mission categories and daily stuff and this and that, I'm like, okay, are you becoming overwhelming where you're going to, you're going to make it more overwhelming for the average Diamond Dynasty player? That's what I get worried about a little bit.
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. That's pretty much why I stopped playing Madden like around Thanksgiving. All these promos started coming out, and I was like, okay, I don't know anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's worth doing. So it's like, all right, I'm just going to go back to MLB. But to be fair, some of these mission categories, like the player spotlight stuff, that was added in 16, like towards the end. They added a couple extra sets there, and I think it was good. So
yeah. And the other thing with Madden is that, I mean, there's not a show out there like Mutt Banter to go tell me what's good collections to do and what's bad collections to do. I mean, with MLB The Show, I used to be able to come here and you and Millennium would, provide very good direction about what was good, what was new in Diamond Dynasty and what sets were good and what cards were good. And, then now I get to do that with you guys. But I mean, not trying to be a cheap plug, but in the MLB The Show community, there is additional help that I find you've been able to get because everything is so narrow and streamlined. Right. I feel like if they get really big and we have to do a 2-hour episode every Thursday night just to talk about new content,
right?
I feel like, but I don't really think it's going to be like that. It's just a back of the head kind of.
Yeah, and that's something that Z-Frost has actually been doing a lot more recently in Madden.
Yeah,
like going over all the new content and stuff.
Big fan.
So I've really liked that. I think we might want to start doing some more stuff like that, like the night that roster updates come out. Just doing.
Well, and one thing that I'm a huge fan that they're doing is on Thursdays, because now content for the show is moving from Friday to Thursdays.
Yep.
On Thursdays, they're actually going to be doing an MLB The Show stream on Twitch to talk about the new information, which I think is a huge and fantastic idea.
Yeah, that was actually something, way back in the day, FIFA had a podcast. And whenever new cards dropped, they talked about the new cards. They talked about when Happy Hour was going to be, all that kind of stuff. And then they stopped doing that. And I was very upset. And then one day I was talking to some of the guys at EA Sports. I'm like, why don't you guys just do a podcast? Like whenever new stuff drops, talk to the guy that made the card art, talk to the guy, that was doing the ratings, why this guy got a 2-point boost, stuff like that. And just tell them, this is the new card. This is why it's cool. This is why the guy deserved the new card. Yeah. I think that kind of stuff would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're hoarding in on our territory with these streams reacting to the content, but that's neither here nor there.
Trying to steal the thunder.
Yeah, they see how successful of a show become. Yeah. They're like, man, we want a slice of that action.
Yeah. I agree with Giraffe Neck Mark with all this stuff. I think they really need to be careful with rolling out the quality of the player they roll out throughout the season.
Yes,
definitely to not make stuff super high powered stuff come out super early.
I'm just wondering, when do I get my free Beltran? I still haven't got my free Beltran.
I still haven't got my free A-Rod, so
yeah, that one I do have, but I'd like my free Beltran, please.
I heard everybody got a free Beltran. It's weird.
I heard everyone got a free Beltran too, but I haven't seen the fruits of that labor yet.
Aegis says, did we say when the game comes out they're having? Yeah, Sony San Diego is going to have streams every Thursday
when
the new content that comes out.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have to do that too.
No diamonds before the All-Star break. That's maybe a bit excessive.
Diamonds on my neck. Diamonds on my neck.
Yeah.
Next up, if you get the Hall of Fame edition from GameStop, you will get the New Era Griffey cap in the game. I think on the PlayStation YouTube channel they showed the hat getting created in the game and in real life.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, there was a video for that.
Worth checking that out.
Not a fan. Digital Deluxe people should get it too, because you can't get the Hall of Fame edition in Canada. Yeah. So.
Oh, really? That sucks. Not even the Shop of the Future.
I haven't been able to find it anywhere. I've been trying. They said they're not getting them.
Cross that border, man.
I've got the Digital Deluxe version. I'm good. I'm not going to rock that hat.
I think I'm back to not getting two versions of the game. I think I'm just going to get the Digital Deluxe version.
I just see how Ramon wears the hat in that picture, and I'm like, dude, I don't want that hat.
I see how Tips wears it, and I'm like, that's kind of fly.
Yeah, but Tips is looking kind of dope. Ramon's just not even trying.
If I wear a hat backwards, I look even more like Kevin James, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Don't get me wrong, Kevin James, hilarious. Love King of Queens. Just not a huge fan when people compare me to Kevin James. Also, we're both hilarious though, so I guess that is a good thing. This hat's kind of cool. Kind of wish Digital Deluxe got it. Again, I'm going to stick with Digital Deluxe. Also, I don't know if it's in Canada, but I think if you buy the Digital Deluxe edition now, Sony has a deal where if you spend $100 in the PSN store, I think you get $15 back at the end of the month.
Yeah, they're doing that. They're doing that here too. I
don't know if you get that back at the end of February or if you get it back at the end of March.
I think it takes a certain amount of time to process after.
Yeah, because I think it goes to the middle of March, and then at the end of March you get to the credit. Which
the credit will be added before March 14th.
Sweet. So that's some more packs you can go buy. A
promotional credit will be valued for $15. Will be added to your PSN wallet on or before March 14th.
Oh, so that's before the game. More it is stubs. Oh yes.
Holla holla.
Oh yes. Next up, we saw the new Jason Zombie card. Jason Zombie was already confirmed for the game. We saw it in the first thing.
Trailer.
Yeah. Bob, I don't know if it counts tax. It might count tax.
I don't think there is tax on them. Do you guys pay tax on the PlayStation Store?
I literally have no idea.
There's no tax in the PlayStation Store in Canada. It's just what you pay is what you pay, which is why I like buying. I buy the $120 Digital Deluxe on the PS. That saves me $18 in tax.
I was going to ask you how much.
$18 is what I would have paid. 15%.
So this is the 2003 All-Star Legend Jason Zombie. Hey, guess what? 75 contact versus righty, 99 power versus righty, but kind of sucks against lefties. This card, worthless.
And the trash fielding. Wasn't he was it you that told me that he was a 995?
So he's got the 62 fielding here. I went ahead, took a shot. Oh, no, I only got the offense. I took a shot of his, I took a look at his, I broke this thing. B is back. He's 62 fielding. He had a 995 fielding percentage that year. I don't know how it's 62 fielding.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I'm very confused by that whole thing. Also, okay. with this change to how they do flashbacks, we were very scared that this could lead to there being a lot of flashbacks of certain guys.
Yep.
So 2003, I went on the old bbref.com.
I'm scrolling through it right now.
If you look, 2003 is the card that we've seen the flashback for. If you look at his career from 2000 to 2003, by far the worst of his seasons. So, what up? Are we getting we have to get a 2000 MVP card, right?
Man,
I have to believe that.
You would think so.
And that card, that year, he hit 83 points higher. He slugged 64 points higher. Or, I'm sorry, he was on base 64 points higher. 120 more slugging. That card's going to be a monster.
The only thing I can think of that would save us, because, again, we have this concern that there's going to be a million of everybody, right?
He only had 130, for the chat asking. He only had 134 hits because he also led the league in walks with 129. But still only hit 250. But his on base was still decent.
But here's the thing, right? What my hope is the reason why they have the 2003 Giambi is because they needed a Yankees card. Okay. And they already had somebody else in mind for the A's, and they didn't want to have two A's, something like that. We already know of the 30 legends that I think, that they're not team specific, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
But that's my hope. That's my hope.
And if this Giambi is just out in packs or something, okay. I have to believe there's a 2000 Giambi coming out at some point.
Man.
And if they or 2001, either 2000, 2001 you get the 2000 you get the MVP card, and that makes sense rather than having multiple All-Star cards.
Yeah, the award winner. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't get the defense thing. That's still bothering me a little bit.
Yeah, I need to hit them up and be like, "What up, though?"
Well, I mean, unless you go with some of the advanced metrics, like he was a negative run saved, like first baseman that year.
Can we please not look into advanced stats? Those are all overrated. If you can't just look at the game and know what's going on, you shouldn't be watching. Apparently.
Oh, dude,
so I'm wondering if when they make a 2000 Giambi, if that's going to be a program kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
You need to do stuff together.
I feel like this Giambi could just be tossed into packs, and then you give me a 2000 Giambi where I need.
Yeah, he's only an 87, so there's a lot of breathing room for Giambis.
Yeah, give me the 2003 Giambi, and then I gotta hit 10 home runs with him or some foolishness, and I get the 2000 Giambi.
Yeah, I could see something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll have to see. I just don't want 4 of them. I don't want 10 of them.
Yeah.
Let's keep it to like 3 things.
When they're talking, there being over 2,000 cards or whatever the heck.
Yeah. But I mean, there's 700, but that's 750, I think. What's it, 750? I forget the math. I think there's 750 players in the majors. I mean, that should be easy to figure out.
There is, yeah.
Well, technically, by the winter, we'll have 40-man sets for everybody, right?
Yes.
What's that? 40 times 30, right?
Is 1,200 and change.
Yeah, so you're going to have almost that in flashbacks and award winners and all that stuff. Seems like a lot, but just don't give me H's and Giambis. Keep it to 4's the max. 4's my theoretical max for anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up. This is the squad management screen. There's probably a reason that I have this. There's definitely not a reason that I have this.
What screen is that?
This is just the regular squad management screen. I don't know why I took a screenshot of it.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know why I took a screenshot. Okay. Next up. What do we got here? So, for online gameplay, pitcher energy has been nerfed. So now if your pitcher has no energy, he's either going to walk the guy, hit the guy, or throw meatballs over the plate. Which is good, because last year we were seeing guys with no stamina still throwing dots for innings.
Yeah.
And also, out of position logic, as we know, has already been revamped. You can go to Operation Sports, check out that blog post or not blog post, a forum thread that Ramon wrote about.
Hey, it looks like you have the bunting thing on the screen.
Yeah. So they redid bunting. Supposedly, we'll see how this works in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, in the video, without it crashing all the time, we didn't really get to see it so smoothly. But if people are trying to do bunts online, it seems like the way it's supposed to work, if they are not good bunters, like if you're bunting with Miguel Sano, Prince Fielder, all these guys, the bunt should be either foul or directly out of player. That's the idea. We'll see.
Yeah, I've seen some people report that the threshold is apparently 50 drag bunt, like with a drag bunt rating of less than 50. I don't know if that's actually been confirmed or not.
I mean, on the screen in the widget
on the screen it does say sub 50.
It says failure for ability sub 50. 50 to 62 is borderline.
Yeah. So if it works as intended, I am a huge fan.
Right.
Now, again, I do like that they have specified a difference between drag bunt and just regular sacrifice bunting. Because there are situations where you're going to want to sack bunt and you're going to want to lay down a good one, late in the game, you're trying to move a guy second to third, blah, 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 blah. So I am a big fan that they've separated drag bunting and sacrifice bunting from this. But yeah, I mean, again, it's hard to say exactly how it's going to work because they tried it 3 or 4 times on the stream and it literally crashed it every single time.
Guess what? You know what I took a screenshot of?
What's that?
The crash.
Nice. Well, that makes sense. Just to touch on something you talked about, the pitcher stamina being nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
Also a big fan of that. I mean, I don't play a whole crap ton of BR, so I know BR people are probably, especially when you get into longer BR games, like I think this, there are some BR people who are not huge fans of the new stamina nerfing, but I'm a big fan of it in Diamond Dynasty games simply because of the fact that you got guys that throw Andrew Miller for 5 innings or Chapman for 4 innings or Betances for 3. And it's unnecessary. And yeah, guys throwing 97 mile an hour dots with 0 stamina just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So but these 2 additions, while some people have labeled them a little bit extreme, I think they're both very necessary.
Also, offline CPU pitching changes are now going to take into account who is coming up to bat. In the past, I think it was just bringing in the best pitcher. But now it's going to look, if you have 2 lefties coming up, they'll bring in a lefty. Take that into account.
Yep. Yeah, as a franchise player, I love that. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
Also, I think from here on out, it's pretty much just like random stuff. When a presentation option isn't given when you're going into a game, it's now going to be hybrid. So online is now going to be hybrid and not fast play, which is nice. So you get a bit more of that the presentation stuff.
Yeah. We disagree on this one, you and I, but
well, we shouldn't, because nothing is more frustrating than when I beat Pasta Padre in the press row MLB franchise. Won the World Series, and you know what happened? The Cubs won the World Series. Congratulations.
Way to go.
And it was like,
you're the man.
And there was like loading screen. It's like, okay, that's it. Great, thanks.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you.
For me personally, I'm not a huge fan of play. I just want to get in my online games and be done with them. Again, I'm just glad it's not full broadcast presentation. I can handle the hybrid. I'm just not a big fan of it.
And I also don't like the thing that really sucked online. Specifically for like YouTubers, I would say. I mean, quote unquote YouTubers. When you're doing highlights, like when I put up like a home run on Twitter, I like to hear the whole presentation thing the guy says. but usually when the ball hits the ground or hits the stands, you're into the next batter.
Yeah.
But the guy is still talking.
Right.
Which is very frustrating.
Yeah. Well, my concern about the hybrid thing is that having to load additional camera angles and transitions and replays into what has traditionally not been the smoothest online experience.
Well, now this will just give it more time to catch up. So it'll be better.
Well, and that's true. Maybe they've done it from that perspective. Maybe this will eliminate the freezes where a guy catches the ball in center field and for some reason the camera follows him all the way into the dugout before the game finally locks up. Who knows?
Yeah. New analog pitching art, which is on the screen right now. I want to say this last slide I have. No, definitely not. If you quit a Diamond Dynasty game, you're going to take the L, lose a rating, and not get a reward. That's fine. That's how it should be.
Yep.
No created player in events. That's fine. That's how I feel it should be.
Yep.
Pause time this year is going to scale. So if you go into extra innings, you'll have extra pause time. I guess that means if you're going to play BR, you're going to have less pause time. I don't know if that's true.
That's how they made it sound, but yeah, no confirmation on that 100%.
Yeah, they spoke of it scaling up for extra innings and stuff, but I don't know if that's going to be down in BR, but we'll see. As we said, bunting physics, bad bunters are going to hit right to defenders. There's going to be, if you keep doing that stuff, like if you keep trying to bunt with non-bunters, the penalty is just going to get worse and worse. Like it's going to pile on, which is good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good.
I think you got XP for if you quit in 16.
Yeah, I know you don't get any type of like reward.
Yeah,
reward. You get the little,
you
get that little quit disconnect card, but
I thought you get XP though.
XP and stubs, I think too, isn't it?
You might get.
I think you get the scaled XP and stubs for.
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, you should get XP for however far you made it through the game, right? Because you accrue the XP like throughout the game.
True.
Right,
Well,
like so. I feel like if I, had 3 good innings and then I quit, I should still receive the XP for the 3 innings that I played.
You shouldn't be quitting.
Well, things happen.
Don't be
People have to quit games sometimes. The kid falls and sprains his toe or something. They got to quit the game.
Nope.
Or pause it and then end up forfeiting. But that only happened one time.
All right, we got Shea Stadium in the game. They showed us. It looks nice. They didn't They don't have the name for the old Miami Stadium. I forget what it is though. I thought it was kind of cool. Didn't have that because they've had it on the other.
Sun Life.
Yeah, they've had it on the other screens, or in like the other videos. So I don't know why they don't have it here.
Did they? Was that the? I think they said that. Wasn't it just finished?
No, you're thinking Sun Trust.
Sun Trust was
which
just
is the
finished.
Braves' new stadium. That Sun Trust Field is going to be in the game. Sun Life is the old Miami Stadium. Okay, Shea Stadium's in. Also, when you hit home runs, the thingy's going to go up. The Apple. Also, broadcast themes you're going to get to select. It looked like they had MLB Network, and there was 2 others. So I wonder if one's just the regular one they have now, and one's going to be postseason. I can see those being the other 2 themes, but we'll have to see. They did say to look out for the MLB Mondays from GameStop this Monday. Is going to have a bunch of stuff on commentary and presentation.
Yeah, this whole week is commentary and presentation, correct?
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And what else we got here? They got player scaling. I don't know why I took this screenshot. I think this was just to say they don't show the Apple, so I don't know. Yeah, the Apple will go up if you hit a home run at Shea Stadium. The real scaling thing was Chris Sale. Looks like Slender Man.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a huge, and we talked about this, I think, when the graphical or the gameplay stream or whatever, but they've really put a solid effort into, the body scaling and the different body types and
get that husky.
Yeah, well, I feel like, giving people more customizability when it comes to body types and things of that nature. Obviously, in Diamond Dynasty, it's a noticeable improvement, but when you play, franchise or Road to the Show, it's actually something that you can take advantage of and play with. And again, it just goes to show the level of depth that they've been able to, do with their gameplay models.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a butt slider.
I also hope Harold Reynolds is not in the game. I can't stand Harold Reynolds on commentary. He is garbage, in my opinion.
The last thing we got here is new brands coming into the game this year. I'm trying to think of which of these are new. Under Armour, Evo Shields, Nike, All-Star, those are all in the game already. I think Old Hickory is new.
Old Hickory is new, yep.
Louisville Slugger is still in. Oakley is still in. Wilson is still in. I believe, is Marucci new? Or is that in already?
No, Marucci's in the game already. They were added this year.
Lizard Skin is new.
Yep. I think.
Are they batting gloves? I would assume.
I don't know. I think.
Or arm thingies.
Yeah, I think the Oakley with the prism, like the Oakley prism glasses are new. Like I think they were last year.
I feel like they were in this year.
The logo I think is redone.
Yeah, probably.
Now I think. Was All-Star in it last year?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty positive.
Okay. But yeah, Lizard Trinity Bat is new as well.
Bat tape for lizard skins. Okay.
Yeah, Trinity Bat is new.
Franklin's
something more to collect. Franklin's in, yeah, because Edwin has the Franklin gloves.
Adidas is in. That's new. I didn't know Adidas.
Adidas is new. Yeah, New Balance.
Have they even said Adidas was in yet? Is this the first time we've seen Adidas in there?
No, Adidas was in one of the trailers.
Was it? Because I thought we saw Chris Bryant not rocking Adidas, and we were very confused.
No, Adidas has been revealed before. I think, was it Billy Hamilton was rocking Adidas in one of the videos? Somebody was rocking Adidas before now.
Interesting.
I'm sure of it.
I know Chris Bryant's an Adidas guy, so I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah. Remember when they posted that video and they took it down and put it back up? And we thought maybe it was because there was something Adidas in it, but the Adidas thing was still in it after they reposted the video. One of the first blogs that they did.
I kind of remember that. But
yeah. I remember.
The last one was New Balance. A lot of guys rocking that. A lot of New Balance cleats out there. Yeah.
New Balance is pretty sick.
That was it for the little things. A lot of stuff to process. Gonna have to figure out how to deal with not knowing what the pitcher handedness is. Again, I think that's so far the only thing I have not been 100% on board with this year. Other than that, I'm pretty happy, pretty excited.
Yeah. Apparently, the MLB The Show servers are down across the entirety of everything. I'm seeing multiple MLB The Show streamers tweeting about it in the last 5 minutes.
Just means it's time to play Disc Jam.
The Disc Jam beta extended till Monday.
I know, super excited.
Yeah, I suck at it, so I've already given up.
You suck at most games.
I only play Disc Jam. I played 2 games, I think, but I've got other things on my plate.
So let's take a look at the calendar coming up. So we got March 2nd, which I believe is Thursday. We'll be going over the Show 17 presentation and commentary improvement deep dive. Speaking of the MLB Network presentation package, the show presents Show Track, which Ramon is very excited to talk about. We're going to be finding out the 2 new people joining the booth. That's going to be Thursday. So definitely check out that. And then after that stream ends, make sure you head over to twitch.tv/Operation Sports. Millennium will be there with the hottest of takes right after the stream ends to watch that. I guess we'll shoot for Friday, if that works for you.
Oh, probably.
To cover that.
I'm sure we could make that happen.
That'll give me time to go through, grab all the screenshots, and take pages and pages of notes.
With the Bullpen Banter team, you get both sides of it. Yeah. You get Millennium over on the Operation Sports channel with the immediate, hot, fresh reactions. And then you get, TJ and I with our calm, thought out 2 days later or 1 day later, we're able to put more thought and context into these things. So you get both sides of the equation with this team.
And it's, don't get me wrong, there's a huge value to Millennium doing it right after.
Sure there is.
But then we can listen. We can hear what he says and then take that to build into our stuff. So definitely check out. Make sure you're following twitch.tv/Operation Sports, twitch.tv/SnaggleJ, twitch.tv/ThatSportsGamer. Give all those follows. We would appreciate that. But yeah, and the thing I like about doing it a day later is we get to let it seep in a little bit more, see the community reaction, and if there's any questions, we can go back to Ramon and the team to ask them anything we need to know. That was really nice about the last one, that Lance took the time to answer some of our questions before the last stream. But yeah, the second is going to be should be interesting. I'm very excited to see more about the MLB Network presentation and see the show track stuff. But
yeah, I think for me personally, the next 3 items on the calendar are very exciting for me because obviously the presentation and commentary improvement ties into the franchise mode. Which is, it doesn't tie into it directly, but I feel like it's one of the reasons why I give up on the presentation, just with being in franchise mode and playing so many games and hearing the same tidbits of information over and over, kind of like Madden. Did you know that Jameis Winston was a switch hitter in university?
At FSU, dude was a beast, though.
Yeah, I know he's a switch hitter. Did you know that? Did you know that he was a switch hitter? I hear it 20 times a day. But yeah, I'm really excited about the next few streams. I think the presentation one is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Again, really excited for the game. If you're going to buy the physical version from Amazon, please, you can go to thatsportsgamer.com/MLB pre-order. That'll take you straight to the store spot for it. That'll give a little kickback. We'd appreciate that.
Hey, it actually does work, by the way.
It does. I know. I set that up. I'm a professional.
It's currently unavailable on Amazon, by the way.
Again?
Yeah.
Is that the MVP edition?
MVP edition is currently unavailable. Standard edition you can pick up, but the MVP edition is currently unavailable.
Set one of them notifiers for your thing so you can get on that when it comes up.
I just was testing out to make sure I typed the right link in the chat.
But yeah. Thank you guys for coming out. Really appreciate it. Again, great stream by Sunny San Diego. Super excited for the game. Follow us on Twitter @ThatSportsGamer, @SnaggleJ. As I said, on Twitch, ThatSportsGamer, SnaggleJ. Definitely follow Operation Sports to see Millennium's streams. Except if you see Millennium wearing a wig, just
run.
Just close it.
Go
watch something else. Literally,
go away.
Yeah.
Do not watch Millennium when he's got a wig on.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out. We'll be streaming on our channels most of next week. No Bullpen Banter on Monday. I mean, this is Saturday, so I think we're gonna do one on Monday. But we'll definitely be back with Bullpen Banter on Friday, talking about the show 17 presentation and commentary improvements.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Yep. Now it's time for you to get out of the bullpen and get into the game. Take it easy, folks.